YouTube, how are we going? Thank you for tuning into another video. Welcome back to another Master Duel video. Now, I didn't expect my last couple of Master Duel videos to do so well, but I do appreciate all the support on them. The video, obviously, with the whole bot situation, I haven't played normal Yu-Gi-Oh! Just yet, so I don't know if the bot situation has decreased or it's still going, but we'll see what happens with that. But the video today, I want to talk about the new Limit 1 festival. Now, I had no idea this was going on up until about 2 or 3 days ago, and this is the first duel festival that I haven't actually built a deck for it, mainly because I don't really want to go down and try and find like an OP meta. Well, I mean, I'm not that type of person, as you've seen in previous videos. I like to just mess around, so I am using one of the starter decks for this one, and I looked through all the three, and I think the three that you get given, the Rockets, the Fairies, and the Reptilians, are all pretty viable. I've come up against some weird decks and stuff like that. I mean, you know, the duel right before the one that you're watching at the beginning of this video, I came up against a invoked deck, which it destroyed me. Very simple, destroyed me. Had a few shadows in there as well, so it was a really good blend of the archetypes. But I've come up against a Despia deck, which is not a deck I like coming up against anyway. But I think, you know, I haven't tried the other two decks. So the deck you'll see me using in this video is the Fairy one. Now, I've done Rockets in the past. I've played with them, so I know exactly what Rockets are like. I'm not really a fan of Reptilians and the Reptilian archetype, so I'm not going to try and even sit there and think, yeah, I know how to run this deck. But the Fairy deck was very easy to pick up, it's very easy to play, and for me, it has given me a lot of success in this. So the video in and of itself is just a case of like, one thing I am coming up against a lot, and you'll see it through the whole of this video, is it's always been talked about in Yu-Gi-Oh! If you negate one card, you can destroy an opponent. And I came across that so many times. Like, this original video, I had 19 minutes of footage. The first 7 minutes was the one duel I played against the Shadow Invoked guy. And I said, he absolutely ruined me, and fair play to him. It was a really good duel for him. But in literally every other duel, I think it's a 6 or 7 win streak of all but I think 1 or 2 games, it's a first turn, like they surrender straight away just from negating one card or destroying one card. And I think with the Fairy deck, like you have your Lightning Storm, Dark Hole, Raigeki, and Harpy's Feather Duster. You don't need anything more than that. It's very easy to get Sanctuary of the Sky on the field, whether it's via the trap, the continuous spell, or as a field spell. And then the cards itself are just really, really good at just getting all the other agents on the field, getting the other fairies on the field. So I really do like this deck, and I'm probably looking, I might actually make this one of my decks. So I might copy the deck list and see if I can actually recreate it, because I am having a lot of fun with it. And I think overall, the reaction I'm seeing from the sort of YouTube community with this Limit 1 festival is actually overwhelmingly more positive than negative, which is always a good thing. You know, I mean, they've had their issues, obviously, with the Fusion, the Xyz festival, the common and rare one. And I did expect, you know, I thought they were going to follow the same sort of trend. I mean, you know, we know there will be a Pendulum festival soon at some point. There will be a Link festival at some point as well. So as long as Konami keeps sort of, you know, throwing these odd ones here and there around and stuff, I mean, a Limit 1 festival, you know, it kind of brings chaos to Yu-Gi-Oh! Because you know for a fact, like, people are going to run heavy, like those destruction cards, those disruption cards, even like cards like Infinite Impermanence, which I've drawn a handful of times. I never actually used because I've had other cards in my hand that have just been, you know, game winners already. So I like the fact that they've thrown this sort of like another little curveball, like they did with the non-rare festival as well. So whatever other ones I can think that they would do, like I'm trying to sort of think of other festivals that they could do that doesn't fall along the like the series ones, like your Fusions, a Synchro Festival as well, Xyz festivals. Like I said, I'm expecting a Pendulum and a Link one at some point. I could potentially see maybe something like a Ritual festival as well. That could be quite a weird one, mainly because I think people are either going to run Drytrons, Necros, or potentially even Gishkis as well. So that could be one to look at in the future. But I think, you know, this festival really has shown to me like the fact that it is so easy just to like, oh, I'll destroy this thing or I'll negate that and instantly I win. And I'm looking at the people's decks as well, as you do see in the video, and I'll come across a completely non-effect monster Exodia deck running Heart of the Underdog for the sole purpose of just keep drawing and drawing, and legit all I did was destroy one bit of back row and it was completely done. But that's what I quite like about it at the moment. I mean, I think this festival is a lot less, especially from what I'm seeing, it isn't quite a meta type thing. I mean, yes, I come across a Despia deck, which is one of the most meta decks in Master Duel at the moment, and at the point right now that I do come across a guy trying to summon an Eldlick from the graveyard, one call by the grave, and he immediately surrendered. So stuff like that just does make me laugh. But yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of whole meta stuff with it, and I think that's what is quite good with it. And I think when you start running into, like, if you do a Pendulum Festival or a Link Festival, then you will start seeing a lot more stuff like that. But I want to sort of see where Konami goes from this point. Now, we've just had the new Duel season come through. I expect there to be more gates to be open soon, whether in solo, because for me, getting one like every 6 weeks or something, or whatever it is at the moment, it's kind of, I mean, I know there isn't too many that they can do now, but I mean, I know that's a lie. Like, they've got so many different laws that they can go down at the moment that would be good to play in solo mode and stuff. And for the people that do like to just casually play, I mean, I love to go into solo mode. I don't do it for achievements. I don't do it to do anything like that. I do it just because I like playing against those type of decks and seeing what the AI can come up with. It's one of the reasons why when the Six Sam one came out, I then started running Six Samurais. So I wanted to start introducing more into the solo aspect of the game. Then we know there's going to be more decks or card packs to be coming out soon as well. However they're going to bring them into it, depending on what ones come in, it's an interesting time for Konami, because it does feel like that with this festival, in my opinion, that they have sort of fixed a few things. This is a very gimmicky festival, because every card that you have is legit limited to one. Like, you can't play staple cards and have maximum of them. Like, you are quite literally just limited to it, and I think that's what made it's making this festival quite fun for people. But it's where Konami go from here at this point, and for me, they've got to continue on this trend of just like the initiative, the innovation stuff with it. They've got to keep moving in that direction, and they've got to keep listening to the community about what needs to be improved, because again, I'm starting to see more Master Duel videos pop up, and it is good to see, because it is a good game. When you think about the fact that you can play this game, not many free-to-play games you can play completely for free without putting your money into it. But I do feel Master Duel is one of those exceptions, because I haven't put a single penny into this game. Everything I've ever gotten in this game is earned from the in-game rewards, the gems that you get. I've not purchased a single one, and I'm quite comfortable with that. And I don't think I will ever spend money on this game, because I don't think you need to. I think even if you just play here and there every now and then, I mean, I don't sit there and play for 5-6 hours a day. I'll probably play for maybe an hour max, and unless I'm on a really good roll, I'll play for a lot longer. But I do think Konami needs to introduce something else. So we've got the solo mode, we've got the online aspect, and we've got duel rooms. I do think there needs to be a casual place, and I get that's what the duel room is meant to be. It's meant to be a more casual thing for friends to sort of, or like, I see a lot of like Twitch streamers and YouTube streamers, invite people in and duel like that. That's all fine. I don't mind keeping that, but I do think there needs to be like a legit, no leveling up business, like no rank up rewards, just a genuine community playlist where people can just go in, mess around. And I think one thing they do need to implement is a text feature. Like, I would love to, like, especially if I've had a really good duel with someone that's gone back and forth, I would love to just message that person and go GG, whether I win or whether I lose. I think that's something that it's quite underrated. I know it would get toxic. I do know that, and I think that's where you'd have to have moderators moderating the chat and stuff. But little things like that, it makes the game more social, and I think that's what the game next needs. You know, the dual room is fine. You know, if you've got on PC, you've got Discord. On Xbox and PlayStation, you've got party chats for it. But if you just generally want to play against random people and stuff, have a text option. You know, just to say, you know, like GG's at the end of a game, or oh, you know, if you want to be toxic and stuff. But they need to, games that decrease on the social aspect of it, you know, that does harm the game. You know, I think of Call of Duty in the past where we like forced game chat with search and destroy. It made people more social for it, and when they took that aspect away, it got boring. So little things like that I think that Konami can introduce into the game will keep the game fresh. It'll keep the game going. You know, the new dual mates and the new protectors, the fields, they're all cool. They're all like nice aspects to look at and stuff, but it needs to have something to do with the two people that are playing the game. And hell, I mean, if there could ever be a thing for it, try and have like multiple people do it. I know it's not really possible, but when you play with friends, like you can do it. I would love to see like a duelist aspect, like maybe 3 people, 4 people and stuff like that, like a proper battle city type thing, where you got all 4 people playing. I know it's going to be it would be quite difficult with the extra monster zones, but I think you could make it work. So there's a couple of ideas that I have and everything. I know there's so many more that people could think, and if you've got any that you would think that would improve the game, any festival ideas that you've got, leave them down in the comments below, and let's just see if we can get Konami to sort of make those changes to the game and stuff like that. So I'm going to leave it there for the commentary side of things. Like I said, if you do like the video and you want to see more Master Duel content, hit the like button and subscribe down below. I'm happy to do more of these. I say, while I'm enjoying the game, I will make as much content as I possibly can, because as I said, right now I'm in a really good state with Master Duel after the whole bot situation. So more content, let me know down below as well. Subscribe, and I will speak to you all in another video. Peace.